Okay. So, in 1941, when Pearl Harbor was bombed, where were you living?
Going to school.
High school?
Yeah.
And where was that?
I was in Yonkers. I went to Rutherford High School and Tuckahoe Road.
And so you were, what, 16, 17 when you got your draft notice?
When I got drafted,
Mm-hmm.
I was 20.
20. Okay. So were you in college at that point?
No, I went to, part of it's in my book that I wrote in my biography. And as I was going to school in 42, I went to defense school in Yonkers and put 300 hours in, and I got a job in Eastern Aircraft. There used to be General Motors in Terrytown. And then I got my notice in December. I thought I got a Christmas card from the president, but then I had to go down to the war down there, and I got interviewed, and me and I was working in defense plants. They wanted to give me 3 months deferment. I didn't want it. I wanted to go with the guys. There was 180 guys left. And I left from camp up in New York. And that was in December. Then we had a week furlough. And January, I went to Camp Upman. Then I went to Camp Corp, South Carolina, my basic. And I tried to join the Air Force, but they wouldn't release me, being I worked in defense plant. They only give me 3 months. I said, no, I'm going to go with the whole group. I went with the whole group. My cousin wound up in Virginia. He wound up in the engineers. And the train kept going. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I arrived in Camp Corps, South Carolina, and I said to the sergeant, what's this? He said, son, you're in the infantry. I said, oh, no, I don't want the infantry. I want to join the Air Force as a mechanic. And from there, I did my basic. Then I went to transfer to Louisiana, to a National Guard outfit called the 38th Infantry Division. And I left we did all the basic and everything. And I was a rifleman, I was a sergeant. And we left December 25th, just Christmas Day, Christmas, I was on a ship. And I was on a ship called USS Monterey. This woman had loaned it to the government, Monterey, Monticello, and 2 other ones. Being I was a non-com, it wasn't too bad. I had my own quarters. And all the privates were down below in hammocks. We arrived to Hawaiian Island, Oahu. We were there for six months. We had the,
I'm sorry, where is that?
Oahu in Hawaiian Islands.
Oh, Hawaii.
And it was when we passed the equator, it was real hot down there. And we had some blue garden the waters and old barbed wire. It didn't look that good as it is today. Old barbed wire. And from there I went to on the ship. I can't think of the name of it. We went to New Guinea. We landed in New Guinea. Did some fighting there and scouting. And from New Guinea.
Was that your first experience with active?
With the Japs, yeah. Pacific. I went to Philippine Islands. We hit Lake T in October. 43. And then from Lake T we went to Luzon at that 44. And we opened up the, I don't know, they opened, they called it it was a Dead March Battalion. I don't know if you ever heard of Dead March Battalion, where the Japs really slaughtered the boys if they couldn't make it. They killed a lot of our boys just for we landed in, they called it Zigzag Pass. We had to open that up. Zigzag Pass.
This was in the Pacific?
Pacific Air.
Just an island?
It's in Luzon. We opened up Zigzag Pass, and it took us 19 days. And today it's a Highway 7, the big highway today. And they called up the outfit I was in, 38th Infantry Division. They called it Adventures of Bataan. And from Bataan, I went to Manila. I met MacArthur, talked to Floyd MacArthur, and the Japs really had that ball field. What a mess they had there. And then we went to Japs are up by the Wawa Dam. I gotta remember, this is going way back. It's over 65 years ago. And but I got my biography that I wrote, and I got the stories in there. We were watching the dam because that fed the water to Manila. We didn't want them to blow it up. And so we got that, settled that. Then we went to different other places. Then we went to. I don't want to tell my whole story.
Oh no, you can. Yeah, go ahead.
And we went to this places, and the Japs were smart. They could use our rifles, our bullets in their weapons, but we couldn't use theirs. And when we were in the foxholes, I told my buddies, don't you dare to fire your weapon, because the Japs wanted to see your position. I said, use your bayonet or your trench knife. If you're going to do that, get out of me. You're not going to be with me. Because there was a slit trench in the foxhole, two slit trenches, one on the left, one on the right, on the side. And I said, be sure you do that, because you don't want to wait. Because the Japs used to say, Joe, hello, Joe, check it out, check it out. They want to hear where you were. And they used to love their hand grenades. And you always knew it was a Jap grenade. They used to hit it on the ground and then throw it down and throw it. And this one night, the Jap was, and the colonel his order, don't want to get out of the hole at night. And I remember somebody got out of the hole and we found him dead. Somebody shot him from one of our own men. You couldn't see who it was, American or a Jap. Another night, this chap was shooting on me, and I played possum. My buddy in the foxhole, he had this AR, it was 20 rounds, and he got that nip. They were up in the trees. And my buddy says, well, my name is Frank Campenaro, I thought that's at the beginning. He says, they got Campenaro because I see blood on his helmet. And I just played possum. It wasn't blood, it was the red clay. And I had a lot of close call experience. Yeah. And another time we went on this other mountain, the little mountains, and the vegetation was so bad that the planes were trying to do anything, they can't do nothing. So we told them to use white phosphorus grenades to burn the vegetation so we could spot their foxhole. That's how we found them, because you couldn't see them. I used a flamethrower, I used the BAR, I used what did they call it? The bazooka, and we were the first ones to use hand grenades on M1. With a blank, and you brace it on the ground, and you fire to shoot over blue streams. And then we were the first ones to use 60 mortar.
Which is like
that adapted on the M1 rifle. And you put it on there, and you got to take a few things out. It's too strong. Do the same thing, brace it on the ground, and you fire that way. And this one time we were moving our platoon, and we couldn't move. And my lieutenant says, what do you guys, a couple of you guys go around the other side. we went on the other side, and I told my buddy to go back. I just tell him, follow us. It's all clear. And what happened? We all got pinned down. Then this Jack, well, we didn't know at the time. The three machiners were going to fire at us, so we had to lay low. And finally, somebody from the squad went around the other way and got the Jap. There was only one Jap, and he was firing three machine guns. They had three pieces of wire, and he just put them up to the wire. They were smart. And then another instance, we're going up to this hill, and I had this old tree, I scouted the old tree with a telescope beside on. And my buddy and I went up the hill, and all of a sudden I heard that banging with the hand grenade. I said, Jim, turn around quick. It's better to get your legs blown off than your head. There's the grenade rolling down, and boom, the grenade went off. It got all this flesh on him, one of the legs. All I seen was the bone. And he said, Frank, take out my book. Because I had my prayer book in my pocket. I went right through the whole campaign. I took the book and gave it to him. And I called back for a medic. And I was, on my hat, I took the helmet off. In my hat, I was trying to chase the flies away. And all of a sudden, the medic came, gave him a shot. He said, nice, Frank. I never seen him no more.
It's really sad.
Then I wrote this, my biography. I have another episode. And we're going to another mountain, and we got pinned down. And somebody called for some artillery, and it didn't do no good because they didn't know where it was. So what happened? My buddy says to me, Frank, these hills are not worth These hills are not worth fighting for. I says, keep down. Don't put your head up. And all of a sudden, this Jap sniper got him right between the eyes. Oh my God. What a sight. And finally, I told my buddy, call back for a tank. We can't get him out. So finally got a tank and we got him out. He was from Detroit. I'll never forget. Too many sad stories. I never talk about it.
Were you close friends with these two?
Wait, what?
Were you good friends with these two that you just talked about?
My buddies, yeah. Yeah. Then another time we were just digging in this position, and all of a sudden, I got lean back right. Like I said, and all of a sudden the Japs opened up with their artillery. We're just digging in, we didn't have no chow yet. And the hole, and when I went down by a creek with my buddy, some had holes in it, and some of the shells up, and then one shell killed one of my buddies in the squad. And then I finally got some chow, and the next morning, the captain said to the lieutenant, I want the second platoon of squad, I want to take with me, we're going to open to find where the artillery was. So we went, this whole squad of them went up there, and this guy was at West Point. He graduated from West Point. And anybody graduated from West Point, good officer. During the war, they made a lot of, they called them 90-day wonders. They had 3 months of training, they became an officer, second lieutenant or first lieutenant. And we're going up there, and he spotted where they were. So he says, he shot for the artillery. He said, fire one round at 100 and some odd yards. And that was no good. He said, bring it into 100 yards. And he says, how good? Try 75 yards. I said to the lieutenant, you know, if that's, they're wrong, they're short. They're going to wipe those squadrons. He said, I know. And when he said 75 yards, that's it, he said. And he knocked out the Japs artillery. And I told him, you know, we were both lucky because he could say that again. Then we bring them back, yeah. And I don't know what else to say. I gave my book. I need a book there.
Do you want to look at? How long ago did you write this?
Huh?
How long ago did you write this autobiography?
How long it took me?
Well, how long ago? How many years ago?
Oh, I had it done a long time ago. Then my son, I wrote my biography from where I lived in Yonkers, New York. And I wrote the biography starting from there, go through the basic, all my training, and then we have this story about the different events. It's the battle, best, of course, the toughest battle was Zigzag Pass. Trying to look for other things. Then my son, I kept writing every day, different days I was writing on scratch paper, different episodes. And I finally finished it. My son kept saying to me, when are you going to finish it? I finally finished it. My son did it on his computer, and he did the whole thing on the computer. And I got this bag, like all the medals on the back of the book here. And I said every day they finished this service.
That's a good idea.
The highest grade held was a squad leader, second squad, third platoon. I signed it 6/20/07. So I went to New Guinea, Leyte, and Luzon. And I met some Australian. In New Guinea, I met this guy from the Australian Army. We were on patrol together. And I says to him, "You don't mind Barobi, do you?" Not at all. And I says to him, "Maybe come to New York, look me up." And I will. Many years ago, I don't know, I get a call. He called me from New York City. And at that time I lived in Yonkers.
Right.
And he said, "Frank," he said, "I'm lost down here." He says, "These people move so fast." He's on the subway, he wanted to go one way, got in with a crowd, and they pushed him the other way. I met him down the city, and he stood with me for a couple of days. His folks had a big sheep ranch. And he said, "Boy, in Australia, we were 10 years behind your time." And I was really surprised to see him.
Is that the? Have you seen anyone else from your?
My alpha, yeah, I went to a few weeks after I'd seen him in Pennsylvania. He used to be the cook. And I met this, when I first went to service, I met this guy from an old timer. He took to me like I was his son. He told me to look. He was a research student. And he took to me, he told me to lie. Want to go some other place?
Oh no, it's fine.
And he says, "Never volunteer for nothing." He goes, when they want you to, they'll tell you, like KPs and stuff like that. And he showed me how to make a fruit field pack. And he was very good. And he passed away. And when if you put his episodes, so many stories I can't remember them all right now.
It's okay.
I'm way back, you know.